approaches and has a hit. Jack McGlynn! That is an absolute banger to draw this game level.
Welcome in. Game week 22. Still feels weird just turning back the clock and starting at 1, but here we are. 2 game slate. Pretty short, but we'll go through it. We'll go a little bit of MLS action, check out the playoff structure, talk about games and everything going on there. So Halligan in early. Ten Hag is gone. Anthony's resurgence. Excuse me. Why not? Can't be worse, right? Neil, what's happening? J-Vic, what's happening? Good to see you guys. Good to hear from you. As always, as you have questions coming in, go ahead and hit me with them. With the short slate, I'm going to show you all my lineups. So a little sneak preview. I'm going to show off Predictify. I'm going to show off Sorare Inside, my lineups for the projections. Detroit Bad Boy, what's happening? Best news, right? Yeah, Neil smashed it. Wasn't enough to win because PSV, but and Messi. But yeah, monster score in D1 rare, 528. Congrats. Still getting a nice chunk of change there. Can't be mad at that. I have 4 boxes, I think, from like 30 some lineups. Wasn't 30, but it can always be worse. I know it sucks to put up 528, but whenever we talked about it before on the last stream, it's like, okay, we got multiple teams are like, okay, PSV was 95% chance to win. You hate getting in that one. But Challenger was really tough. A lot of high scores. What can you do? You can move on and we can take a look at the playoff picture. So playoff picture, it is still 0-0 in Houston. Second half about to start. Have it on my side TV, just peering out of my eye there. So wild card, obviously, we had to happen. LAFC 1-2-1 against Vancouver. Ryan Gauld, late goal to spoil the Lloris's clean sheets. That was a bummer for the Lloris crowd. Good for the Gaulds. I think he had 80 plus. Then we have that winner is going to play the winner of Seattle and Houston, who's currently tied at halftime. It's a rainy match. Surprise, surprise in Seattle. RSL Minnesota, that's the biggest toss-up. I wrote about it in my RotoWire article today. That's my biggest toss-up, I would say, from this first round. I think it could really go either way, especially in the West. And then you have the Galaxy. It's crazy, though. Like 5-0 is the same thing as winning by 1. It means absolutely nothing. Colorado wins the next match. They still are in. There's no aggregate or anything like that. So I don't know. That Colorado team's just kind of a shell of itself, though. But excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these teams. So like last year, LAFC played Vancouver in the first round and they ended up sweeping them. You see a decent amount of sweeps. Just kind of depends. And then on the East, and also we've had every home team win so far. So is that trend going to end here? I don't know. Maybe Houston holds on and goes to PKs. Hatlingen, you had 464 going to Sunday with Anthony Morris. Dropped to 15. That's brutal. Sorry to hear that as well. Tough game week. That'll happen. You know, it's a brutal game. When you play, like, you score, 528 is crazy for Neil there. You score 528 and you would think that wins, but it just kind of depends the game week, which is tough to take. But, 90% of game weeks, 528 wins. I did see someone post, like, they were complaining about, D4, I scored this. I should have played in D1. No, you shouldn't have. D1 was so tough this game week. And especially, like, if you get down to limiteds, you play limiteds, it's crazy. Yeah, Neil, you're in 16th. Yeah. If you didn't have PSV this week and you didn't have a Messi, excuse me, or a combination of certain guys, you're in some trouble. But still a great score. Can't really complain. 528 is crazy. It would have won you $25 in limited D1. Hatlingen said. 535 in D1, 18th place for Detroit Bad Boy. Yeah, wild. Some wild scores. That's tough to take. I guess me not having a very good week scoring wise, other than, I had like Ricky Pooge and people like that, but I just didn't put it together. So I guess it's probably good I didn't put it together, because I'd be in the same boat as you guys. And it's definitely a negative experience, but it's part of the game. Over in the East, Miami, Atlanta. I mean, that was actually a decent match. Atlanta's still fighting. Brad Guzan played unbelievable. It was fun to watch. Orlando, red card for Pep Biel. Be an interesting reverse fixture. Really tough to win in Charlotte. I think that goes 3. Cincinnati, New York City, red card there as well earlier. Yamil Assad scored. Yeah. And then Columbus Red Bulls play tomorrow, as well as RSL Minnesota. Just Heat, what's happening? Several people are hoping for this Steph Fry clean sheet, so I'm right there with you, hoping that happens. And you needed 500 to win a 5-star box with the new box odds. 500 is crazy. Yikes. Tough. Really, really tough out there. I think I'm just hoping in my boxes that I get 4 as in second to spin the wheel again, but might be a little tougher now. All right, so enough talk about that. I don't know, where do we want to start? We'll start where we normally start. Game week info. Not as many places to play. This is Sorare probabilities, S_probabilities. If you want to try it out, you can get a free trial as usual. But if you're in here, you've probably heard that before. Let me know if you need any more information. Up top, we don't have La Liga. It feels great to say we don't have La Liga. But Champ in season 1, 122% there. If you are available, 49 lineups, 60 rewards. In season 2, Contender 1, Champ 3, U23 1. No challenger is open just because there's not enough licensed teams. So not able to play your Columbus, not able to play any other MLS teams. You'll have to play them in the All-Star Special Limited. So possibly playing against Celtics. Celtics in a really good spot. In my RotoWire article, I kind of highlighted the 3 teams they have to worry about. But other than that, it's not crazy as far as top percent-wise. So if you have your Columbus players, you feel pretty good. But the injury news is kind of skeptical. So whenever we get to the lineups, I had to make some changes today. So that's a little bit surprising. So that's where you're playing your MLS, guys. I know not a good chance, but you can win boxes from there. I know it's kind of a consolation, and if they nerfed them since they nerfed them a little bit, but I'm still team box. I've had some insane luck on polls, so I think if I was the other way around, I would feel differently. But I still think it's big because it's that extra little bit. If you don't win any card rewards, you don't win any cash. It gives you something to. It's better than coins. You can definitely say that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. And then I'll start out at the bottom on rare. Nate, you're definitely team box. I know you're team box. Champ in season, 66%, 1 and 2. So that's kind of if you can play a champ in season. We'll get to the fixtures here. But that's where you want to be at. So let's just take a look at Global All-Star, because that's literally what we're after here. So change it up. Rui Diaz on for Morris in the 51st minute. Is anyone watching? I just peeked over and saw it was a sub. Did Jordan Morris get hurt? It just seems early. I heard he was doing really well in training. But interesting, in a 0-0 game. So let me know if anyone's watching that a little bit heavier than I am currently. Here we go. Morris looks shook up. Okay. I was going to say this is a weird sub. Thanks, Sir Scout. How confident do you feel in Rossi? Ooh, I'm worried too. That was a sneaky pop-up. So we'll pop back into this. Let's go to Columbus. So yeah, we'll do Sorare inside first. And as you can see there, 4 hours ago, my update. So Amundsen was surprising. He's rolled out with an adductor, an adductor injury. Excuse me. Oh, contact in the box, head injury, but could be nothing. Okay. So the updates were Diego Rossi listed as questionable with a back issue. That's scary. You know, that's just, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with mine. I'm probably going to have to play him because I don't really have many options in this midweek. Taha, he doesn't play, so it doesn't matter. And then Morera is still listed as questionable. So that kind of gives me some pause coming into it. I just had him and Farsi. Farsi is not on the availability report, which is big. So I bumped him up a little bit. But as we look here, that back line, it should be Traberco and Camacho. And then that right center back position is kind of up for grabs. I have Zawadzki being there. And then, you know, it could be Morera if he's fit. And then Herrera also has played there before. And then Farsi, again, I bumped him up a little bit, but 60% still coming back from injury. David Ov, what's happening? Good to hear from you. DeJuan Jones can play over there, 40% total. Herrera is the other sub. Chambos has been really good, so kept him in there. Matan should be good there, but then, yeah, I have Rosie at 50%. I'd really docked him there. Question with a back injury scares me, and how much they've rotated. Like, he could definitely come off the bench, and maybe they start AZ or Christian Ramirez even. You know, they have options, so I don't. If he isn't 100%, I think they play him a little cautious, you know, in this matchup at home. In theory, they should take care of business and, you know, maybe bring him on in the second half if he is having some lingering issue. Cucho would be good to go. Maybe even Russell Rose starts. You know, they have a lot of different pieces. Yeah, AZ has looked good. He looks good in spurts. He'll be like, oh, man, yeah, he really looks good. And then he just looks flat out awful. Just Heat, you probably maybe feel that way, maybe you don't. But yeah, Chambos on fire. He's been tearing it up. It's good to see him get in kind of the mix there. So that's kind of what I feel about it. I wish it was a lot. Even having the injury report, it's kind of those questionable statuses throws you off significantly. Just, I don't know. I have him in the starting lineup, but it is very, very much of a toss-up. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised, if AZ gets some more run. And I hate it, but it is what it is for there. So that's Columbus. We'll bounce back. Yeah, shout out our Play MFL team. Yeah, our MFL team went down. Detroit Bad Boy was the only winner. I was a loser 4-2. I'm not sure the other score lines, but we've been grinding MFL, and they had a community thing, and we lost. I didn't hold my end of the bargain. I scored like 6 minutes in, and then the team just fell apart. But yeah, that was fun. Really streaky. Yeah, he was so streaky. Like, it was at times, not this year, but last year, man, he looked like a world beater. And then it's just like he just gets kind of stagnant. I would have missed. Yeah, Rossi might not play. He was listed as questionable on the injury report with a back issue. So I'm at 50%. So there's definite. If you don't have anyone else to play, you're probably going to play him. Like me, I'm probably going to play him just because lack of options. But yeah, that's for sure. Ronan, what's happening? No more MLS. Hey, I appreciate you coming in here. We're not all about MLS here. We like good soccer too, or good football. Too much time on the feeder team. No, I bought all these guys and I was ready to put them in my lineup, but we couldn't adjust rosters, so I had to play like a 65 goalie to make everything work. Whenever I had like more even players, but yeah, I'm excited for that feeder team to just not be very good, but everyone gets some game time. 2 games a day, just keep grinding it out. Is it true that LA Galaxy could play LAFC in the semis? No, it would be the conference finals, or like the semis, the whole thing, the Western Conference Finals. Tier 2 champ. Let's go. Good job, Ronan. La Liga Tier 3. Yeah, champ cards. Champ cards is the way to go. Like, any Tier 3s are still solid. Well, not any, but you get the idea. Are still solid. So back to this. Celtic are up top. So we are playing Global All-Star with your MLS cards. So we're going to jump into there. We'll talk about the other divisions as well, but just want to start here instead of just isolating MLS. Makes sense to look at who you're going to be competing against. So Celtic up top, 90% against Dundee. Atalanta versus Monza. Vissel Kobe against Iwata, 74%. Juventus, 72% against Parma. Then we get a little, was this Swiss League? Is that Swiss League? St. Gallen? Yeah, Swiss League. The old Shakiris. Yeah, I was going to say Kobe's up there. I could have sworn you had a Vissel Kobe group there, so that's big. Then you have Inter. So we have Italy's playing. It doesn't help me at all, but hopefully it helps others playing. I play in Empoli. Lorient against Dunkirk. Estudiantes versus newly promoted team in Argentina, or maybe that was last season. Can't remember. I don't even know what country that is. Colombia. Yeah, man, I'm on a roll. River Plate, Atletico Mineiro, and then you got the Crew. So, yeah, this is also a big one. So, contender being open, you would have to think all the in-season cards are going to funnel there, and then probably the other. Like you're not going to play All-Star for this level, which, as you say there, I think it's a pretty big advantage. For Celtic players, you shouldn't see a ton of it, like you said. I don't have enough midweek goalie. I have Schulte, and he's good for an air-led goal. Not looking forward to that. Roma, St. Mirren. So we got SPFL, League Two, more Swiss, SPFL, Serie B, Fiorentina. Yeah. So, then you got the RSL Minnesota game. RSL's 51%, but both teams are in absolute crazy form. Both unbeaten in several matches. Minnesota's top 5 in road record this season. RSL is one of the best teams at home, so something has to give. I kind of like a draw there. They drew both matches in the regular season. I wouldn't be surprised just because of penalty kicks. I think Minnesota has a sneaky chance. Sneaky chance. Only had De Gea. Maybe time to dump on a in-season De Gea. Would you expect anyone in MLS to do a clean sweep? So we kind of talked about it. Yeah. Home advantage is huge, but you think Vancouver could overturn LAFC? Vancouver's playing well. Last season, these teams matched up in the first round again. LAFC swept. I think, Columbus, as Detroit Bad Boy said, they have a pretty good chance. Inter Miami, Atlanta, Brad Guzan keeps playing. He's just 4 more years of him. Just keep him in between. He's amazing to watch. Love to see it. We're a big Brad Guzan fan channel here. Yeah, we don't really need to see anything else, to be honest with you there. So let's get back to the other ones. We'll go for the Red Bulls one. We'll go to Predictify. So we can give a little bit of both here. 4-4-2 for Columbus. Not for Columbus. For the New York Red Bulls, the official availability report. No super surprise other than Ronald Donkor, questionable with an illness, and Serge Ngoma, groin injury, questionable there. Noah Eiley should be good. He had some problems before the season finale. They didn't want to risk him. Should be good to go. So not on the availability report. He should start. Reyes obviously would start in his place. Man, struggling. As far as Eiley, he starts on the left side. Nealis plays on the left side if he doesn't. And then Reyes only plays the right side on the back line. Dylan Nealis is his brother is probably locked in after missing last match with a red card, especially Donkor being the guy who subbed for him and Duncan being out as well. So there's just not a lot of chances there unless they go 3 in the back. 3 yellows in a minute. Yeah, I just keep looking up and it's another yellow card. So that's pretty wild in this match. I feel like we might see PKs. Seattle's been so good. It's just like Houston's a tough matchup. So they're good, especially at home. So Seattle need this one, which is crazy because they've been like one of the hottest teams coming into this. Emil Forsberg's back. He's a solid play, in a tough matchup, but solid play. Wiki Carmona came back from injury off the bench last match. Edelman should be safe. Felipe Carvalho should be safe just with Doncor. Stroud would be the other one that can fill in. I'm 30% on Stroud. Cameron Harper, the most logical start at right mid. He hasn't started a ton, but he should get that start unless Stroud or Gengar starts over them. And it should be Lewis Morgan and Van Seer up top. But keep an eye on Manuel. He's been playing pretty well, but he's more of a spark plug off the bench. I feel like he plays better off the bench than starting. Yeah. Narky, what's happening? Pick up Schulte. Yeah, international squads. He was at the Olympics, and then he didn't play a couple just because given Hagen some time. Like at the regular season finale, it was just kind of they didn't need him. They're kind of rotating. Ooh, going to the monitor. Possible red, man. This will change things up. Any Mikovic news? No, he's just grabbing the pine. Me and McCarthy. We'll take a look at McCarthy's contract situation. He's going to be a starter till he's not. With how successful they've been, I know Mikovic wants to start. I think Mikovic is good, but McCarthy has, through 2025, so he has full next season as well. He's not going to leave, and unless they say, "Hey, Mikovic is going to be the starter." Mikovic is under contract through 2026 plus a team option, so he can't really do anything. He's stuck there unless he just wants to, I don't know, sit out. But I think he's talented. I think he's good. It's for Coco, right? Red card. Wow. For Coco. Carrasquilla. Wow. That's huge. And he misses the next one. Man, that might be the nail in Houston's coffin, to be honest. No, for Houston, Neil. Coco Carrasquilla. Yeah, seeing that replay, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's yellow. They went to VAR? It was just an altercation. That's wild. All right, well, Seattle stacks. I know some people are rooting for that clean sheet. Looks like it might come through. Wow. Yeah, so we're talking about that. Okay. Let's go back to Sorare inside. We'll go through the other game. I'll do Real Salt Lake here. Then we'll go back to Predictor 5 for Minnesota United. Gabe, what's happened? Yuri Tavares. I mean, he looked good at times. They just have so many wing players is the issue. Like even Curran Vargas is a sub off the bench. So right now it's just a lot of mouths to feed. He's going to continue to, be a sub option off the bench, but it's tough to see him starting. Yeah, good luck. I mean, it's all there. Why not, right? Why not? What's the chance we see another red? All right, so RSL, a couple things to kind of focus on here. Phil Quinton, there was kind of conflicting news on him. He's listed as questionable, but I watched the presser, and coach said that he would be out a few weeks, and that was the last match. So, I don't think he's going to be questionable. I think he's going to be out. So I kept him as out and didn't even give him a percent just because Coach literally said it was a hamstring issue, hamstring strain. He'll be out a few weeks. So that's why I don't have him in here. You might be looking and saying, why isn't he here? But that's the case. McMath is still in net over Beavers. And then Brown, who's been starting at right back, would have to move on the inside. Philip Quinton. Yeah, he's actually played pretty well. I mean, I think he's terrible too. What is he, like 6'6"? But he's actually started and played half decent for RSL. Should be Contreras, and Andrew Brody should step in. Pretty straightforward there. The last match kind of made the most sense to play. Yeah, he's an ex-Crew player. Diego Gonzalez. He's played the left. He's played the center. Heck, he's even played the right. So him on the left, and then Crooks up the middle, and Luna on the right. Luna played on the right for the first time last match. Mark Zook could be the other one, 40% there. Chicho Arango up top, but I think this is the best 11 that they can field. I think that back line is a little shaky, but they do have Justin Glad, who's a big part. And they do have some veteran leadership back there, but Brown is better as a center back in a back three as a right center back. So Justin Glad might slide over that left side. I just didn't put him on the left just to kind of show the possible changes there. Other than that, Bodie Hidalgo, questionable with the groin still. He's been listed as questionable for a month, I swear. And then Brian Vera is still suspended. Final match of his suspension for spitting. He literally hocked a loogie in the face. That was brutal. I think that was Michael Boxall for Minnesota. They spit on literally in the face. So, yeah, scumbag move, that's for sure. And the last one, Minnesota. Minnesota, I kind of went with the team that they had out last time. Carlos Harvey played the right side. He played right back. I think we could see that again. So just to kind of play their best 11, it kind of makes sense. The only kind of the question mark that I have is Oluwase, 45% on him. He could start for sure. Like, he's a guy that is good enough to start. And Sangbing Jung would be the other one. What did I end up at him? 50% for him to start, but he's in really good form, so I wouldn't be shocked for him to start as well. Outside of that, pretty straightforward. Like, Robin Lode should be there. Bongi should be there, and Pereira should be there. So just slight chances of, a rotation here, rotation there. Komet and Romanshin are the only guys who are out, and they're rolled out, and everyone else is healthy. So this Minnesota team's hot. I think they have the best chances to pull off an upset in the first round, but could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong. So those are the 4 games. Pretty straightforward as far as team-wise. Hopefully you guys can build lineups from that. I really can't. I have Schulte. I have bits and pieces. Rossi not playing takes away my forward, so might have to sit this one out. So as I always do, I like to go to under 23. And I feel like I need to find a way to play under 23 because I have one of the keepers in a pretty good spot. But Schulte will probably let us down. But yeah, you got Schulte and you have just a few playing. So under 23, I have a under 23 rare 1 spot. Might be worth a look. I don't really want to buy anyone, obviously. Like with Ajax playing Feyenoord, like, you don't expect too much from either of those teams. AAA score up top here. Is that Motherwell? Yeah. Dundee United. Just kind of looking at the options, there really isn't anything crazy. So maybe picking up some cheap pieces. Maybe I do have Tolkien, but I hate playing Tolkien against my keeper, although there isn't as much. I'm gonna have to. But he's just not going to score well. Just hasn't scored well too many matches all season. And why would that start now? Let's go to mid. Diego Luna is a really nice play. Got Almada playing. Kvadashvili. Some Celtic boys. River Plate's playing. Yeah. I do have a Kenneth Taylor, so that's who I'm going to play. And not feel great about it, but you at least have a playing keeper. Like you could pick up a Daniel Edelman, but why? And forward, Arfston is a legit play, even though he plays wingback. Conceição. I do have a Luis Henrique. That's who I'm going to be lining up. And I think I'm missing an extra player. So that's kind of, it makes sense to buy somebody. But they won the first leg 5-0. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would definitely make sense. I haven't followed that situation really at all. I think I own him. Do I own him? I don't think I've ever put him in a lineup before. I won him like forever ago. Yeah. 2022. All right. I was going to say, I have that card because I honestly haven't looked at anything. I think I have a Roberto Piccoli too. So I guess I do have options of forward. Yeah, I have him as well. I am the king of winning cards and not selling them, and they just sit in my gallery and I don't use them, and I'm the king of that. I don't know if anyone else has that issue. I just have trouble selling cards. Like I might list them once. If they don't sell, then I'm like, we'll just hold on to them. Why not? I know it's kind of like a short stream. Does anyone have any questions? I know we went over all the lineups and kind of talked about it. Neil, 4-0. 4-0 Seattle. No, it's nil. It's 0-0. We're in the 74th minute, at least on my stream. Just kind of to close out, and it's only a half an hour, but I mean, it's a pretty short slate, and I might as well. I'll go through my lineup build for my 1 under 23. Since Rossi not playing, kind of throws that in there. I guess play D1 just because not a lot of people have keepers. So Schulte, Tolkien with more XP is actually the older one. Can't believe I costs. Yeah, I definitely didn't say that. I know you're joking, but definitely did not say that. I guess we have Burial as well. I mean, Samaricci against Roma. No, I mean, neither are in a good matchup, but I'll probably go get Kenneth Taylor. Luis Henrique. Was that the reverse fixture that they won 5-0, so he could rotate too? I don't know a lot about Brazil. I just, I have certain cards. Think about early 2025 strategy. Have way too many classic after this. Yeah, that's, man, I've been kicking it around as well. I'm not getting another Philadelphia Union collection. Just I spent too much last year. I won it back, but I just kind of, I don't want to get into that because I just don't think they're that good of a team. Got to wait on some signings, see how they do. But I might just play classic and try to win some. It's not the best, or I might just buy one team and not maybe just buy like one team and no collections from the get-go. And then I have my old season cards as everyone else does. So maybe buy 4, something like that, and try to build on that. No, I don't sell anything pretty much. I won't sell my classics. Like my Union collections, I'll die with them probably. I'm not going to sell this, but yeah, my other ones, I'll use them. I'll throw out 3 lineups and keep rolling them around. What post? Just like that he's disappointed in the club. Yeah. I mean, would you be? They missed the playoffs. They stunk. For the time being, I'll look at this later. I'll probably build it in the morning, but I guess Luis Henrique, and then doesn't really matter. I mean, Barriel just, not great. That makes sense. That's probably the most sense I've ever seen ever. He's got that lifetime achievement award, then he's just going to keep rolling. I guess you play Piccoli if I wanted to. That's just 6-year bust. Yeah, I don't. Oops, definitely don't do that. Just trying to click out of it. All right. Yeah, as you can hear, my voice is about shot from I coach hockey before this and teaching all day. So I'm gonna rest it up for the rest. Any other questions, reach out to me. But we're gonna wrap it up here. I know it's short, but I'm gonna catch the rest of the Seattle-Houston game. Everyone that's sweating the clean sheet, let's hope that it stays. And anyone that needs Rusnak or some of these other guys, double decisive. Why not? Good luck this game week, and we'll see you back on what are we talking about? Thursday for a full slate of weekend. All of the game twos are in the weekend slate, which is great. So we're looking forward to that. So thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time.